I'd like to thank you for joining me on this video on how to do a quick run on a factory bombing mission with an HE-111. Essentially, I've gone to the easternmost airfield that I have in the general area vicinity. I've set up several waypoints that go away from any enemy activity. If somebody should spot into one of these southernmost cities, they wouldn't notice me right away on the map by going to the radar to double check to see what kind of air activity is going on. I made these waypoints, what they call rally points, going out and away, and as I head toward each one of these, I make it active, and then I line up my autopilot. Once I've reached the proper altitude and speed, I just line up my autopilot to each one of those waypoints so that basically the plane will fly itself using trim and trim settings. Now, I'm at least 70 kilometers or 7 grid squares away from any of the nearest cities, so that the Allied would not, if they respond in there, would not actually notice me on the map, to make it as safe as possible. Once I've reached different waypoints and I make it active, then of course I go down over here to the where I would be getting ready to set up for my approach to the target. And I've set up 2 waypoints relatively close to each other so that I make a very, very gentle turn, because I'll have to manually turn the plane to the target. So as you can see here, I'll come to this particular waypoint and start that turn, and then so I'll set up for this one waypoint here, and then I'll set up for the next waypoint, and between those two we'll have made a very gentle turn, being able to use my instruments on the plane without having to do too much flying, because I want everything to maintain the proper speed and direction. What I do then is I go up here, I'll select whichever factory. There's 3 of them in this particular city. For the example, this is factory number 7 for the French. And I will make that attack point active, and then that way my little green arrow will be pointing to it once I'm ready to go. This city is 20 meters above sea level, so I'll make sure that the bomb site's all set. That'll be on another video in a moment. But you'll see me from time to time switching and looking at the bomb site and making sure that everything's lined up as I'm still approaching the city. Right here I'm about to make my turn to the north. Everything's flying normal, 6,000 meters is at the maximum altitude that you can bomb with, and got my speed and everything all set. So I'm start making a very gentle turn at this point, and you'll note the little blue ball here. I just turned off my autopilot, and as I make that gentle turn, you can see the artificial horizon tilt, and I'll just stay in that position there, very, very gentle. And you can see the left to right bank indicator just to the right of the little blue ball is beginning to show that I am tilting to the right, making that gentle turn. Now that I've activated the factory attack point on that factory, which I've set that waypoint to be dead center of that first leading edge of the factory. Once I've gotten the planes level and flying at the proper speed and everything, I'll just go ahead and turn on my autopilot. And how I do that is I'll zoom in on the map as tight as I can to make it as accurate as possible. Line up the little green arrow, and then I know I'm lined up on that factory without having to do anything else at this point. And so then I'll go ahead and set the autopilot, go back and check the bomb site real quick, make sure everything's lined up on it, and then check my settings one more time to make sure they're accurate, and then from this point on it's just a run to the target. Now I've sped this up quite a bit. This takes about an hour to do a bomb run. So and here you can't see the factory in this video because it's just not sharp enough, but in game I can actually see the leading edge of the factory. At 6,000 meters it's very difficult, but even through the clouds I can actually see it. I'll get ready to line up. I'll reach the edge of the factory, drop the bombs. There's 8 of them, and so I'll be hitting my bomb drop key as quickly as I can. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then from this point on here, you just go back and watch from one of the other different positions to see if the bombs have hit the target. It takes a couple of minutes for it to get, for them to get down to the ground down there. The optimum bombing altitudes is between 4,000 and say 5,000 meters. If there's a lot of enemy in the area, 6,000 meters you're going to be the safest, but the least accurate. Now the bombs just hit, even though you couldn't see it because of our altitude. On the in the game, I can actually see it fairly well, but on this video, it's just not sharp enough or clear enough. And that's all there is to it. Now it's time to start climbing, gaining altitude, get up to about 7,000 or 8,000 meters, as close as you can to 8,000 meters, and so that the enemy has a harder time to get up to where you're located. It's best to just turn the plane around and head back to the target, back to your other waypoints that you had previously, and make your way home. If you want to go in, you can double check to see what the damage was by clicking on the factory itself and typing in /own, OWN, and then it'll tell you what percentage of damage you've done to that factory. And that's essentially how you set up a bombing run for RDP defense, or RDP attack, however you want to say it. If you have any comments or any questions, feel free to post them, and I'd be happy to answer them, or to see what you have to say. And thank you very much for watching this video. Have a good one.